cars are on the warm-up lap for the second Spire Sportscars Bikesports Championship race of the day. Earlier on, Oscar Kruger, the Swedish youngster, won by 0.2 of a second from Lewis Plato, with John Paul Ivy in third position. Championship-wise, it looks to be between Ivy and Tim Gray, although with Plato back this weekend after a 2-meeting absence, there could be an upset still. Red lights are on, and they go out. And we are off and running for an 18-minute plus 1 lap race here at Donington Park. You can see Tim Gray in his Class C Spire on the outside of the front row. In theory, not quite as quick, that car, but going with the radical PR6 of Oscar Kruger through Redgate Corner for the first time. Towards the back, you can see that low-slung black car of number 13. That's Ian Cumming in the Speeds, but it's Kruger that leads from Tim Gray in second place as they come down towards the old hairpin for the first time I should say. John Paul Ivy in third position in his radical. There's a spinner further back. Who is that? Well, he's facing rear onto us, so we can't see him, but up in the lead of the race it is still Oscar Kruger in his PR6. Jesper Westerholm I can see in fourth position. He ended race 1 in that McLean's gravel trap after some contact. There's the number 19 car, which is Gary Ramsdale's Radical SR3. As down the Dunlop straight they come for the first time then. Kruger leading, Gray second, but John Paul Ivy having a look down the inside of Gray, going into the chicane. John Paul Ivy sticks in third position at the moment, but Jesper Westerholm right behind him. Someone into the gravel trap, that's Richard Stables, number 95 there, but he manages to rejoin. Oh, but further back, problems, 2 cars off. One of them is Ramsdale, the other I could see, I think, was Ian Cumming. Just out of shot there, but certainly we've got the 19 car in the gravel trap in not a particularly good position. Through the crane as they go then. Top 4 here are getting away from the rest. Quite a big gap back to the 5th position car as they make their way under Starkey's Bridge once more. It is still Kruger that's leading from Gray in second place. Early on, Tim Gray took 4th position, but hands in the air now, so the drivers will have seen, I think, a red flag because of that car off at the chicane. And yes, sure enough, the red flags are waving there at Coppice Corner. That's why Ian Cumming stuck in the gravel. We also saw Gary Ramsdale off as well. We're going to get a restart over 15 minutes plus 1 lap from the original grid. Lights out and away they go. Andy Cummings there in the black and yellow radical on the second row of the grid. Again, not getting such a good start. He's bundled back a little bit. Looks like Jesper Westerholm has got away quite nicely. Adrian Reynard in the number 29 Reynard inverter, the car of his own design, has gone through. He's made quite a decent start as well, because he started on the outside of the 5th row of the grid and he's up into 5th position there, I think. Andy Cumming, the Sutton Coldfield driver, having a look down the inside and going through though in car number 6. But the Reynard goes straight back again. But look at this for a lead halfway around the first lap for Oscar Kruger. Tim Gray's not made such a good start this time. He's gone down to 4th position. The field streaming through McLean's for the first time of this restarted race. That's the 17 car of Ian Charles there, his Radical PR6 for the man from Farnborough. It looks like this time through it's Jesper Westerholm that's made it up into second position as the 77 car, which is that of Lewis Plato. He's in a Radical SR3, tries to find his way past Andy Cumming in a similar car. Andy Cummings, I should say. Plato there just challenging as they come up the straight. Tim Porter, I can see, with the Union Jack livery on his car, another couple of places further back, just tucked in behind Richard Stables, former champion in his Radical PR6. Turn their way through Hollywood. So the 2 SR3s having a good dice here, and Plato thinks about a look up the inside at the old hairpin there, but decides that discretion is the better part of valour and tucks back in behind Cummings. Up the road from them you can see Adrian Reynard in the Reynard inverter. Good to see the Reynard and the Spire separating the massed radicals that we have here. No surprise that radicals should form such a large contingent of the grid, with so many cars now having been produced by the Peterborough manufacturer. And one of the great success stories of British car manufacturing really over the last decade or so. Battles on here. 43 is John Eriksson. You can see tucked in behind him is the 88 car of Richard Wise, and also number 50, which is Doug Carter, the man from Cumbria, and his Radical PR6. Into the gravel though has gone Andy Cummings, number 6. The man that was contesting 6th position with Lewis Plato. Well, the rear wheels are spinning, they're firing gravel into the air, but I'm afraid, Andy, you're not getting out of that. 53 car is Tim Porter in his Radical SR3. Driving standards flag going out for somebody though, and it is the 77 car, so that's Lewis Plato. Very much one of the championship front runners. He won the first 4 rounds of the championship as far as Class A was concerned. He was leading the championship after the Snetterton meeting, but didn't take part at Pembrey or at Silverstone. Not really focusing on this as a championship, but nevertheless I'm sure he'd like to try and get the title. Well, look at this. There is the battle that's going on for the lead of the race. It's John Paul Ivy in the middle of that sandwich of cars. Head their way down towards the chicane. Down to the old hairpin they come, and a move there being made on the inside of the number 16 car, and going wide there then is Oscar Kruger. That means that Jesper Westerholm has managed to find his way through. Forceful bit of driving there from one young Swede against the other. It's the man from Wolverhampton though, John Paul Ivy, that's doing a fantastic job of sticking with them there in 3rd position. Well, there's Jesper Westerholm. A bit more of a gap over the rest now. The traffic has played its part, no doubt about that, as we go on to the final lap of the race. So a bit more of an advantage now for Jesper Westerholm. But John Paul Ivy is involved in this battle. Further back so is Tim Gray and Lewis Plato. Look at these 3 cars as they go on to the final lap. They're disputing 3rd position here, and they're almost side by side. Well, they are side by side. In fact, Lewis Plato trying to get 4th place away from Tim Gray, and I think he's done it. Good move that from the Essex driver. So they're both trying to get past John Paul Ivy though. John Paul Ivy in a Class B car, Tim Gray in a Class C car, and it's a Class A car for Lewis Plato. And these 3 drivers, the 3 drivers most likely between them to take the championship title. Adam McLean's up towards Coppice Corner for the final time. So it looks like Gray and Plato are both going to pick up maximum points within their classes, but of course John Paul Ivy is going to finish 3rd within Class C behind the 2 Swedes. So down to the chicane for the final time they come, turning their way through. And it's going to be a win here for Jesper Westerholm, but it's just going to be 3rd place for John Paul Ivy as well. 2nd place goes the way of Oscar Kruger. Lewis Plato a class win, and 4th, Tim Gray a class win for him as well in 5th position. Confirmation of those results then, 2.2 seconds the margin of victory for Jesper Westerholm. Oscar Kruger it was in 2nd, and John Paul Ivy in 3rd position. Lewis Plato and Tim Gray both getting their class wins, whereas James Brakel, he finished 6th in the end. Best lap of the race to Lewis Plato. He lapped Donington Park at more than 105 miles per hour.
Jesper, well done on the victory in that one. You really had to work hard for it.
Yeah, it was my hardest race of the year, so I had to work really hard, yes.
And towards the end there, the gap really opened up between yourself and everyone else. You made the back markers work for you.
Yeah, when I got the gap, Oscar got some problems with his brakes, so I managed to get a little bit of gap, and it was enough, so.
You enjoyed Donington Park today?
Yeah, it's a really fun track, but I hope I get new tyres next time.
Well done, Jesper.
Thank you very much.
Oscar Kruger picking up 2nd place there. Good weekend with the 1st and the 2nd.
Yeah, very good.
You're looking forward to more bike sports action maybe in the future?
What did you say?
More bike sports action in the future?
Yeah, I am competing in the MSVR series with the Radical Clubman's Cup.
Well done on 2nd place.
Thank you.
John Paul Ivy, well done on 3rd place there. I bet you're very happy with that.
Yeah, really good fun, great clean race. kept with our two Swedish youngsters. I keep having to add to that, must be half my age. Really good race. Shame it was red flag to start with, but no, great fun. And pleased, made a little adjustment to the car, made a little bit quicker, so I was able to stay with the front two. So that was probably my hardest race of the year. Even though I didn't win, it was probably the most enjoyable, to be honest.
And it was quite frantic because there was a lot of action right towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Gray, he's like a ghost. He's not there, then he's there, and all of a sudden, I can't remember what corner it was, I got held up somewhere by a back mark, and the next thing he's up the inside of me. I was like, Tim, where have you come from? But managed to get him in the end, so that's the important thing.
Well, two good results. Well done, John.
Thank you very much.